Okay, we're gonna try a part 2. Because I just remembered another story about the scorpion. Um, Shortly after George and Maria tricked me into that fraudulent land sale in Nayarit, George was bitten by a scorpion in his house. And then, gosh, it would have been like a year and a half, 2 years later, something, maybe, I don't know, yeah, about 2 years later, when Maria started in with her, violence and basically steal everything I have, my house and money out of my bank account and all that stuff while she was scheming to do that. And everybody knew it, right? And when we went to the Temescal, here, I guess I'll turn this off of him first. Oh, I just wanted to show you how big he is in relation to my finger. See? He's not too big, right? But he's not a baby. He's not a juvenile. Okay, so, well, let me tell you the story. That floor is hard. Yeah, it was my birthday, which is 11/11, and I guess you know that's Scorpio, right? Anyway, it was my birthday, and my neighbor who did the Temescal there, her name was Monica, and she invited me because when they kept inviting George and Maria into the sacred Temescal, knowing the violence that these people, they're saying Aho Matakiasi for all my relations except for Tere, like just defiling a sacred altar with their presence in any regard, but especially if you know I'm going to be here. Just tell them to go to some other Temescal. That's what I told Moni and Marciano. I said, it's just wrong that you invite them into the Temescal like that. You know the violence that they're committing against me. So I just quit going to the Temescal. And then, of course, it was, oh, we miss you at the Temescal. Why don't you come back? And I was like, no, I can't sit in that space with them. Not while they're in the process of doing all this to me, right? I just can't. And anyway, they're saying for all my relations, but I don't know, it's just sacrilege, and it's not, it's form over substance. I mean, they're putting on a face, and how do you want to be around inauthentic people and invite them into a sacred space with other people, let alone knowing that I'm going to be there? I was like, no, I'm not coming. And then finally it was my birthday, so Moni stopped. I saw her on the way out of the street, and she stopped her car, and I stopped my car, and she's like, please come to the Temescal. It's your birthday. It'll be very special, and I promise you, that's what she said. I promise. I said, only if George and Maria is not going to be there. And guess who was there? Anyway, we were getting ready to close the door, the door to the Temescal. We were getting ready to close the door for the first round, and there was somebody goes, oh, there's a scorpion in here. So Marciano took his handkerchief and he got the scorpion and he put him out. And then he went to try to close the door again, and then somebody else screamed, oh my God, another scorpion. And Marciano told him lift the door back up, and he spent another minute or so trying to get the scorpion in his handkerchief. And then sure enough, he was getting ready to close the door again, and somebody screamed again, there's another scorpion in here. So he went and got that one out. And you want to guess? It happened 4 times. 4 times. The scorpion appeared. And finally, I just said, if the scorpion is in here to bring someone a message, let that person receive a message. the scorpion is a noble creature, and if he bites you, if he stings you, you need to listen. That's no joke. That's a noble creature. And you don't mess with him. And if he comes to see you, like, he's not he's not a human, right? He's not aggressive and wanting to hurt, and he's only would do that in self-defense, or as the noble messenger that he is, to deliver a message. So anyway, I forgot all about that story until just now when I was admiring my friend. I love so much. But yeah, so just a little more, what do they call that? Crazy, magic, coincidence. I don't know, they got a lot of names for it, but it's just the way the world works. It's just the way the world works. It's the way the universe is meant to work. It's to have a connection to everything. Everybody, every creature, everything, and have a good relation for it. And anyway. So I just want to say that I think I'll save it for another video, but I just want to say that the scorpion is a noble creature, and he brings a message if it's necessary. Now, actually, I don't even know, there's another story I have. I don't even know if I put this one up or not, but I'll do it just in case. I'll try to keep it short. All right, so in the house, more than welcome, we just have rules. Don't go inside my slippers or my shoes or somewhere I'm going to stick my foot and squish you. And don't go in the bed for sure. Don't go in the bed. Other than that, just be careful. Don't go on the windowsills or anywhere where you're going to get squished. But those are the two things, not in my shoes or my bed. And I was getting in the shower one night, and here comes a scorpion right in front of me on the floor. It just showed up. He's like, "What's up? ¿Qué pasó?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, all right. It's nice to see you," and stuff like that. Just you remember the rules, right? Yes, you remember the rules. There's only 2 rules. You remember those, right? And particularly, I wanted to say, don't get in the bed. I want to emphasize that, because as soon as I get out of the shower, I'm going to bed. And I swear to God, he was like, well, not in a mean way or anything, but just in a very scorpion way. He was like, "Don't you tell me where I can go. I'll go wherever I want to, and including your bed if I want to go. In fact, I think I'll go there now." And I was like, "No, do not go into bed. That's completely off limits." And so I got in the shower, and I take a quick shower. I don't spend a lot of time in the shower. Saving water and stuff, is important. So I just, something else told me, okay, just really make it a quick shower, because he's up to something. I know he is. I just feel it. And so I got out of the shower, and sure enough, he wasn't there on the floor anymore. So as soon as that means, well, given where he ended up, and you guessed it, where he ended up. Sure did, in my bed. So the distance that he had to travel from where I saw him last in front of me in the shower to the bed, and then to climb up the pole and through the sheets and get up in the bed, he must have boogied it. He must have just took off so fast, and he got in the bed. And so I'm laying there, and I'm laying on my back, and I reach over and I shut the light out, the lamp. And I'm just laying there, and I'm accustomed to, if bugs get on me or something, I'll just try to pick them off without even opening up my eyes or turning on the light or anything like that. But I felt something on my stomach, And instinctively, I reached down to feel its energy, like its footprint of its body. Like, you know, like if it's a spider, I just know instinctively to pick it up like this so I don't, you know, break his legs or hurt him or anything. And my hands formed this sort of oblong shape. And I thought, that's odd, because usually it's a spider or a moth or, I don't know, whatever. Could be an ant. But not this shape. And whatever it was, I just picked it up off my stomach and then like opened up the covers and like threw them out on the floor. You guessed it. It was him. It was the scorpion. So just to make sure, I turned the light on and I looked down on the floor and it was him. So I just want to throw that out there as another real life experience / story to share with you about the noble scorpion. That, like, can you think of somebody who would have just reached down and grabbed a scorpion, pulled him up, and the covers were already over me, so I pulled him up and kind of, you know, through the covers. It wasn't just a quick, you know, it was like through the covers, and he just sat in my hand the whole time, and then I dropped him on the floor. And then, yeah, for sure, when I turned the light on, he was like, I told you don't tell me to go in here, I'll go wherever I want. But anyway, I love so much. Yeah. So I just wanted to share those stories with you, right? It's a noble creature, the scorpion. And if he shows up to give you a message, then, you know, I would just say, instead of trying to avoid the message by killing the noble scorpion, maybe just, you know, take the message and take action with it to try to make some changes in your life. Or whatever, you know, needs to have happen. That's a strong messenger. So, but anyway, that's my rant on the scorpion. So I think that'll be like a total of 3 or 4 videos I have now on the scorpions. I'll make some more if I can. But nah, I don't know, maybe not. I think I pretty much told you all my stories, and, you know, I don't know what else. Maybe he has something to say. Let me see. You all right? I noticed you move your tail from one side to the other. Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. Aw. I don't know if you can see his eyes. See if I can zoom in. Aw. See little eyes glowing, looking right at me. I love. Say goodnight, buddy. See you later. Ciao.